Recently, artificial intelligence has been at the forefront of international debate, with people questioning the ethics behind building robots. In particular, there has been discussion regarding lethal autonomous weaponization, which is defined as any weapon used without direct human control. In this video, I'll narrow its definition down to robots programmed to kill humans, and argue that its functionality, ethicality, and legality are far too dubious to allow for its further development. Beginning with the functionality argument, some claim that lethal autonomous weaponization can make war more efficient and reduce casualties in war. However, this argument is fundamentally flawed, as the destructiveness of war doesn't only depend on the physical weapons used in war. Rather, it depends on more significant factors like the law, politics, and diplomacy. In addition, by attempting to match the increased pace of war, robots may become too efficient. For instance, some argue that the decision to go to war might be made by unreliable robots pre-programmed to react. By sacrificing safety for efficiency, we defeat the entire purpose of implementing lethal autonomous weapons in the first place. In an ethical approach to lethal autonomous weapons, we can narrow the debate down to a simple question: does a robot have the right to take a human's life? Some argue that lethal autonomous weapons are inherently more moral than humans, as they hold no biases or grudges, and thus can make better decisions than us. However, this doesn't take into account situations where a robot can't make a moral decision. For example, the philosophical trolley problem poses various situations in which doing the right thing is essentially impossible. One example is the lesser of two evils situation, in which a person has the choice between switching railroad tracks to either allow a trolley to seriously injure a group of children or a group of men. In choosing between the two options presented in this situation, a human, nonetheless a pre-programmed machine, would find it difficult to make a vaguely defined right choice. Thus, the capacity of robots to make moral decisions is limited by a human understanding of morality, which demonstrates that the argument that a robot is more moral doesn't make any sense. The discussion regarding lethal autonomous weapons from a legal standpoint originates from the 1899 International Second Hague Convention. Specifically, the Martens Clause, which was introduced in the preamble of the convention, states that where there is no specific law, combatants and non-combatants remain under the protection of the principles of humanity and the dictates of the public conscience. Essentially, it promotes protection from new technologies by merging law and morality, as the principles of humanity refer to respect of human life, and the dictates of the public conscience refer to shared moral guidelines. Because lethal autonomous weapons are unable to follow these elements of the clause, as they are incapable of making moral decisions as established before, in a legal perspective, they must be banned. So, after all this, you might be wondering, what can we make of lethal autonomous weaponization today? Well, to this day, lethal autonomous weaponization has not been completely realized due to its unpredictability. In most cases, the ability of AI to continuously learn and adapt its behavior and algorithm to improve its performance is beneficial. However, this ability also significantly increases the risk of uncertain behavior, a fact which is unacceptable on an already chaotic battlefield. Currently, positions regarding the implementation of lethal autonomous weapons vary within the UN. While the US believes it's too early to establish any laws regarding them, China revealed a desire to ban them, even though it doesn't want to ban development of them, which makes no sense. Both the United States and China's wavering stances regarding lethal autonomous weapons increase the risk of an AI arms race, which poses a threat to humanity and is ultimately unwinnable. In contrast, the public position regarding lethal autonomous weapons is clear. For instance, when Google announced Project Maven, a collaboration with the Pentagon to use AI to refine drone strikes, Google received so much backlash from both Google employees and the public that it decided to leave the project. This demonstrates that, by raising awareness regarding lethal autonomous weapons and understanding the consequences of their implementation, steps toward an overall ban on them can be made.